As I'm multifaceted. Even if the school decide to do neurology, I think when they give me a course, I will teach. Is the Mr. President, you are welcome. I didn't expect you here. You should be preparing for a wedding. And that's a whole career. you can ask Pastor Enoch. It's a whole career. Okay. So when we talk about career, what comes to mind? What do you think it is? What's a career? This is an interactive session. The things I have to present, they are just some scanty things. So Bismarck, what do you think is a career?
I think a career is what someone does for, let's say, wages or for a salary, something that you basically do it for a wage or a salary.
For a wage or a salary. Okay. Akwaba. I know everybody here, so I know most everybody in church, so
I think it's an occupation a person takes for a period of time.
It's an occupation a person takes for a period of time.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Any other? Would anybody want to add anything to it? Ruby, would you want to add something to it?
I always get confused when it comes to career and profession.
Okay.
But I think you find profession in career.
Yes.
So I think a career is something that you do, you pursue. When Philip was talking, he mentioned purpose. Okay. So I think that you find your purpose in your career, because if you choose teaching as your career, then it means that's your purpose. If you choose, if you want to be an armed robber, that becomes your career.
Of all the examples in this life.
If you say boy, you say girl. So I said teaching, so I have to say something that's...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's career is a profession that one does for, one trains for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not necessarily a living. Yeah.
All right. Basically, I don't need this chair. I'll be standing through.
So for me, I'll say a career is an individual role or something he does for his lifespan, like forever, something like that. Yeah.
You all have the idea, you know about it. Okay, we have been using that word over and over again, but we've not taken time to really understand. When you said it's like a profession, there is a difference between career and a profession. Okay, the difference being that when it comes to profession, it's a specialized, trained person in a specific area. Though along the line, the person will be pursuing a career along certain line or within certain industry. And Bismarck was saying something somebody does for wages or salary. Okay. And then what is a job? That is a job. And a job is just a role you play. A role you play. Career goes way beyond that. Career embodies all of these things that we are talking about. So it's like all the things we've mentioned, the profession, the job, and all of that. They are all subsets of a career, what a person pursues. And Akwaba said for a period of time. It's for some length of time. I can take a job today. Tomorrow I'll quit that job and go and do something else. But for a career, it will include almost everything. We'll get there. So let's hit the ground running. So for today's presentation, let's look at the outline. There's things that we want to talk about. Okay. So we will define what a career is, which we've already done that anyway. We will also do some little introduction. Then we look at some key factors to consider, because what they told me was how to choose a career, the things to consider. So that is where we will draw much of our effort, the key factors. And let me put forward the caveats. The key factors, these are not things that you have to follow all of them before choosing a career. But some you can make certain concessions. Some you can also not compromise. And they don't follow the way I presented that, oh, okay, I have to do this, I have to check this, I have to, before I check my career. And again, in our country now that we find ourselves, most of us, we don't have the luxury. That is the reality. I'm a realist. I'm not an idealist. Okay, I'm not an idealist. I'm a realist. I've been through certain things before. You see, I've ended up somewhere that wasn't my choice, but it was necessary for the period to keep body and soul together. What our country is not really addressing, we hear of unemployment youth, unemployment. Unemployment is a lesser problem to underemployment. But we don't talk about that one. We don't talk about underemployment. We talk about unemployment. There is somebody who has been trained as an engineer, but who will be in a primary school, teaching basic school. It's underemployment. He's working way below what he's been trained to do. There are lots of people like that. Okay? Lots of them, a host of them. But because you think you are earning something, then we all keep quiet and we move on. But unemployment is the major challenge more than even unemployment in our country. Okay. So we look at some of the key factors. And some of the key factors, we'll be looking at interest and passion. Philip was talking about when he finds his purpose, how he's so passionate about. We will look at that. We also look at your skills and your strength when choosing your career, the values and work environments. Okay. Education and training requirements. We look at that. We also look at earning potential. At the end of the day, though some of us, we've done pro bono before, we've done free works and stuff like that before, but that wasn't the target. The free work was like a bit to earn something. So you were always looking at the earning potential. Though, personally, I don't put the cart before the horse. I don't make money my main aim of trying to do something. Because whenever that you put that first, you always crash. And you always be dissatisfied with something. Okay? The money should be a natural flow. It should come. You should have happiness or joy in the thing you are doing, and that thing should pay off. That's all. Okay? Then we also look at work-life balance. Though we don't have the luxury of now making certain choices to sit down and answer, this is what I want to do, and you move along to do that. But work-life balance, you can't also compromise. Okay? Then opportunities for growth. This is one area, okay, when I get there, I'll talk about it. Then geographic preferences. Okay? For some of us, it's quite difficult to move away from Cape Coast. It's quite difficult. Not difficult because we are travel phobic. No. I love to travel a lot. But this very church becomes a source of something for us to keep us straight and narrow. We move away for long, it will be a different ball game. Okay. And job satisfaction and longevity. We also look at that. Okay, so now let's look at the definition. Career definition. Okay, so career is often used to refer to a profession, occupation, trade, or a vocation. But in actual sense, it is comprised of different jobs. You have held titles. You have earned and work you have accomplished over a long period of time. So the period of time Akwaba was talking about finds itself here. The job to earn something by Bismarck is here. I think we all can find something in there. So even the roles, the different jobs, before you get to the main job that you are looking for, you might be doing some little jobs and stuff like that. The HR people would define career, will tell you career there are 4 types and all of that, entrepreneur, career, and all of that. Okay, which I very much believe in that one, even more than the one the government is employing me to do. I believe in the entrepreneurial one. I've advocated over and over again that from JSS up to university level 400, every course that you do should come with entrepreneurship. Then, instead of us roaming with our certificates and stuff like that, we will put a stop to it. but they are only training us to roam with our certificates. So when your colleagues are fortunate enough to land a job, then they marry the streets as successful people because somebody has employed them. But how about you employing yourself and trying to employ another? It's quite difficult. It doesn't come cheap. I started my entrepreneurial career in 2005. And even up to now, my employees are no more than 10. It's quite difficult. It's quite challenging. The finance is very expensive in this country, I must tell you. So we all look for the easier way, then we will tend to think we are successful in another way. Okay. So that is it. That's the definition for it. So we look at the intro. David. Is the range. Okay. Okay. So we look at some introduction. And introduction is just a statement I want to put forward. Making a career choice is a significant decision that requires careful consideration of various factors to ensure long-term satisfaction and success. So what would you consider as a satisfaction with regards to a job, with regards to a role, with regards to your career? It's not just about the success, about the satisfaction. There are lots of people who seem successful, but they are not satisfied. They don't feel the sense of contentment. They don't feel that happiness in life. There are so many empty people around there. You will look at them and you want to be like them. They also look at you and they want to feel free like you. They just want to feel free like you. That is life. Okay. So what will you, when in all the things, the key factors that we were talking about, have at the back of our mind satisfaction and success. What Philip will call successful might not be the same thing for me. Might not be the same thing. Maybe just going to do my work and doing it nice and people telling me you've done well, I deem it makes me satisfied. That is why in HR we have some things they call hygienes. Okay, hygienes and things that motivate. The hygienes are things, when they are present, everybody is okay about it. It doesn't motivate anybody. But the moment they are absent, everybody gets demotivated. But when they are present, it doesn't motivate. But the moment they are absent, then it demotivates everybody. Okay. Just like a simple desk in your office. When a desk is in the office, it's normal, it's natural that you go to work and you have a desk to sit on. But when that desk is not there, you'll be demotivated to work. It's a hygiene. Okay. So satisfaction and success, it's key. The main reason why long-term satisfaction and success. I'm saying long-term because career, we are not looking at a one-off thing. You are looking at a long-term, a long period, a lifetime, possibly. A lifetime, possibly. So 60, pension. That's, if it's not an entrepreneurial career, you have to go on pension. That's why there are some people, they are on pension and it's as if life has come crashing down. You see? Okay. So we go through the key factors. Okay. I always want to control my own slides. That's why I'm really struggling with this pointer here. Okay, so the interest and passion that Philip talked about. What subjects or activities excite you in choosing a career? Now we are the key factors in choosing a career. And this is almost the first. It doesn't mean the subsequent ones are second, third, fourth in a line, in a descending order of importance. No, it is not. Some you might even make a concession, not even really play a key role, and they don't follow each other. That this one will have to come, and after this or that. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay. So, though I have a questions and answer session on my slide as the last one, if any question pops up, it's an interactive session. You can stop me, we deal with that, and we move on. Okay, so that it shouldn't be boring. It shouldn't be boring. We are here to have fun. Standing here, I want to have fun. Okay, so what subjects? When I was going to St. Augustine's College, I knew I could only do science out of the three programs that in August they did at our time. I don't know, Enoch, how many are they doing now? 4. I remember at our time, that was when they were going to introduce agric. So the Science 5 people were going to do agric. And the way these, my colleagues who found themselves in Science 5, they fought the school. They didn't come here to do, they came to do science, to do agric. Or no. You see? So, what subject, what activities excite you? If you're going to do any work and you are not upbeat about it, you are not excited about it, you better not do it. You can have all the money, but it will kill you. You are not, unless office romance, that will let you like Mondays. But if you take out office romance, because there are some people, all their romantic life is in office. So when we are saying, thank God it's Friday, they wish the 5 minutes will come quick. Between Friday and Monday is 5 minutes. It's just 5 minutes. Okay. But do you get up in the morning on Monday that you are so happy that you are going to work, but you drag your feet? The moment your whole life is thank God it's Friday and not thank God it's Monday, it means you don't like the job. The job you are doing, you don't like it. But you are upbeat about it. That, oh, Monday is coming. You'll be going to work and all of that. It's something you have to choose. Would this be a thing that when I choose and I'm going to work on Mondays, I will say, thank God it's Monday. Or we will all wait for thank God it's Friday, TGIF. That's all we all want. Ghana for TGIF. Actually, we are all in the wrong career. Okay, so this is something you have to look at. Okay, because if you want to, I'm math phobic. When I get to the weakness side, I'll talk about it. Then just imagine going to look for a career that has so many things to do with mathematics. Then definitely my life will come crashing because I will never be happy. It's not something I do and do easily. I do and I struggle. It doesn't excite me in any way. You read the name because my mind cannot think of so many abstract things. I remember JSS and my teacher was teaching me mathematical goods. What is this good? Every time we are finding X, meanwhile the X is still on the board. And we are still finding it. What sort of thing is this? Okay, so that's it. And what task do you enjoy doing in your free time? When they ask you to put your hobbies on your CV and stuff like that, some of the times, these are the things they want to look at. Does it even have a connection to what you want to come and do? Does it excite you? Just imagine you are going to work for a firm that is like telemarketing or internet marketing and stuff like that, and as part of your hobbies, you don't even like surfing the internet. You don't enjoy it. So it will tell the employer something. Okay, that this person is just in for the man to keep body and soul together. But the money should be the secondary. It should be a natural flow. Your happiness comes, your passion to do the work, doing the work easier, and you always finding joy in doing it. I can tell you, there are so many people, the truth be told, there are so many people on Sundays. Had it not been the things they come to church to do, that maybe they are coming to church to sing, maybe they are coming to church to press computer or something like that, they'll drag their feet in coming to church on Sundays. That's the truth. Unless maybe I'm the only carnal person here. So does it excite you to do that thing that you want to do? It's something that you can't take for granted when you want to choose a career. That this thing that I want to go into, this thing, this stuff. I realize, and another truth I have to tell you, it doesn't come like right from the start you get your life all together. It doesn't. Along the line, you might find your true passion. National service, even national service will break you down. They are national slavery. Okay. They will post you somewhere, but along that line, maybe that's somewhere that they posted you, which has no connection with even what you studied in school. At the end of the day, you realize, oh, you have joy in doing what they are making you do. I was first posted to this place, Urban Rose headquarters. Urban Rose. And that is for civil engineers. Basically, all the guys there. So when we are even chatting, and I'm coming from computer science background, so when they are even chatting, and they will be there, and a whole V8 will come, and all the engineers will sit in. They are going somewhere to check on some road somewhere. Now I still have to sit in the office. What am I going to check road for? I was there, and I was always bored. I had to read newspapers cover to cover. And try it and see. I can give you that task. Just take Daily Graphic. Read it cover to cover. If your shoulders does not hurt, then you are very strong. Just reading the newspaper. And most of the things you read through are obituary. You see? So I quickly had to switch. To, because when I was in the university, then we were fortunate a little. It's not these days that even internship, you need high connection and protocol. Even internship. But those days, we had Coca-Cola coming. Then they will start their recruitment from even the university level. And there was one particular job everybody would have loved to kill for. This company, this shipping line. Maersk. When Maersk came, do you know where they even did the aptitude test? We went to Bejaya. That was where they hosted us for aptitude test. And everybody, and where they brought some of their young guys who have just been touring around the world. That's the work. And everybody want to kill for that job. Okay. So, we just, but these days, it's not like that. When I went to Coca-Cola, the moment I gave them a call, because when they came to campus, we were about 5 guys that they picked. But they realized we are all computer science students. No marketing students. No business students. So they told us that Coca-Cola is a marketing company. Strictly marketing. So they just had to put our employment on hold. So when I called, I referred them to the recruitment they did. And so no, they wanted to give me a call anyway, but Accra is full. And the only place left is Koforidua. So they didn't know how they would communicate that to me. And meanwhile, I was at the headquarters, Urban Rose, always reading obituary. When they told me Koforidua, that was my heaven. I wanted to leave Accra. Now, when you move from Cape Coast and you go to stay in Accra, it's like two different ball games. I was staying at New Boy Town, working at ministries, and they expect you to be there before 8. My life was hell. So when they told me Koforidua, I just didn't jump to it. I also wanted to bluff them because I know Coca-Cola, they need me. Okay, so they gave me up to 6 p.m. that day. I waited around 5. I told them, okay, I'll consider the Koforidua. No, I was more than happy to go to Koforidua. It was there I realized I have different passion. I'm not cut out for sitting in the office, sit down, and all of that, 9 to 5. Always in your office, always. It's just that when I do my work, I do it well. That's why my bosses don't talk about it. I don't like staying in the office. We had a meeting last week. They did a meeting in the office last week. So after the meeting, I went there. These people should just come straight to me and tell me because this meeting was about me. Those who don't come to work early, but they leave early. I said, but they should come to me and tell me that this is it. Yeah, I'm the one, but don't let it affect everybody. Okay. Not that I don't like my work, but the situation I find myself, if I want to really go to work, I can't help it. Okay. But I try. But when I go, I make my presence felt. That, yeah, I'm here. They will have to feel my presence here and stuff like that. So when I'm not there, Oh, so my boss will just pick you. Oh, you are gone, no, eh? Oh, yes, sir. I'm gone. Let's make it tomorrow. So he knows me too well. I like what I'm doing. I like the human development bit, knowing very well that I'm impacting in life. I have direct impact in the development of people. That's what I'm doing currently. Okay. So a career aligned with your passions can lead to a greater fulfillment. If it's aligned to your passion, you'll be fulfilled. It's not about the money. With so many in Christ, okay. But there are lots of people working. They only show up in work to count the number of days. When will it be the month ending? In between, there's no joy. In between, there's no passion. It's only the money they want to see, to think, yeah, give them a little joy. It shouldn't be that way. And you are doing this till pension? What life? What is life without ketchup? What is life without ketchup? You should be happy every time. I'm in Penny Jepa. Church in Missouri, I'm Penny Jepa. Okay. So that is it for interest and passion. And let's also look at your skills and your strength. Any of us here, at any given time, you have to do a SWOT analysis of yourself. Was it in JSS or social studies? There was something we learned, know yourself. You should know yourself. You should know your strength. You should know your weakness. My weakness is mathematics. I won't venture. And thankfully, my wife is math inclined. And I want to read. And I want to I drink kibini kasana. Ntina yepe politics no. Or kasa nkutin politics or kasa. Kasa emframa. You see, kasa so emframa. You see. So that is it. You have to look at your skills. What can you do? What comes to you as a natural talent that you can do and do easily? Most of the time, we think we can always relegate our talent to the background and go and learn something to go and pursue something. No. I went to school. I met Michael Essien. He was in Form 2 when I was in Form 1. And when Michael Essien was playing in Chelsea and people think they were calling him Bison and everything like a boo and all of that, I could tell people that Michael Essien I know. Because when we were traveling, he was a footballer, I was a volley player. When we were traveling almost football and volley, we were going together every time. And I know what he's doing at Chelsea, or what he was doing at Chelsea that was being paid £80,000 a week. Michael Essien can do it even if Obo game another game, Michael Essien will do it. Because he had that passion. It came to him naturally. That was his skill, his talent. Into what you know a bonus. And that is what all of us we should try and get when we are trying to choose a career. The payment should be the bonus. The satisfaction and the role should be in you doing it and how easily you find yourself to do it. Sometimes it's so way that every time I wanted to go and leave, and my boss said, "No, Larry, I have some plans for the year. So let's sit down and you see my plans and see the training programs that you have to do and all of that before you can go and leave." I was really tired. I wanted to go and leave. After 1 or 2 training programs, he asked me, "Okay, so when do you want to go and leave?" I said, "I'm even reconsidered. I don't even think I want to go and leave." Because the man has lined up now so many, on our first years, you have to train them on certain things, the continuing student, the staff, the faculty. So, okay, let's do it. So I got sick a little. I said, voila. Hospital, mom, 2 days. I went to him, I said, "Boss, 2 days is woefully inadequate for me." So he said, "When can you come back to work?" I said, "The following week. I'll show up." And because you don't want me to go and leave. So I'll also use the excuse you see like that. So identify your natural talents and acquire skills. The acquired ones are the ones when we go through school and all of that, we acquire. So identify them and see the role they can play when you are choosing a career. What you have. Because you should know what you have, then you can build on that's what you have to seek what you want. Okay? Okay, so consider whether you enjoy and excel at problem solving, creativity, communication, or technical tasks. There are some people, when we do profiling of students, then you see that because of our educational system, you think some students are bad. Because when you have 45 minutes to do this topic or this course, it's 45 for everybody. Meanwhile, naturally, they are slow learners. Naturally, we have the auditory learners, we have the tactile learners, and we have the visual learners. Some people are so fortunate in life that they will have two or all the three. So just imagine, your teacher comes to sit. That is the main reason I sat down last night to prepare this, and I had to go through and even change it over and over again today. Okay? Because somebody will be sitting here without seeing anything. You want to see something, to really understand, to really appreciate. And somebody will also, just hearing it is enough to understand. Okay? And the interactive session also can be, what do you also think? It's a tactile. So that practically, you are also doing something to be part of it. So I'm trying to use all the three so that I don't shortchange anybody here. And that is how I try to do with people. Because after having that knowledge, I realized that in teachers, because your teacher, he will teach you based on his strength. So if it's the auditory type, he will want to talk more, talk without showing you anything. If it's the visual type, he wants you to do, and the agri teachers and the ICT teachers, they want you to do something practically with your hand. The tactile people and all of that. Okay, so you just have to know yourself. Whether I know my strength here, the thing I enjoy doing here. Problem solving, to help with everybody. Creativity, no, communication. Yang kokasa. Na your propaganda film. Okay. So you just have to, in choosing your career, your skills and your talents, your strength, but you have to know yourself. Conduct a SWOT analysis of yourself. The SWOT, don't leave out the OT and consider the SW, your strength and your weakness. As for your opportunities and threats, when you find your way this way, you will get to know which things are your opportunities and which are your threats in this life. Okay. So we're also looking at values and work environments. You want to pursue a career. There are some people, because they were too brainy, they push them, why don't you go and do medicine? They will go through 7 years of medical training, and they are even still afraid of blood. I loved biology, the sciences that I went to do. I love biology more than the physics, chemistry, mathematics. When you come on, optional. Okay, even that. So, but I don't like the hospital environment. My mom was a nurse, and it was like we all have to get to some medical field. But me, medical environment. I don't like the medical. So look at such an environment. Look at your values. When it comes to the values, I'll give you a classic example. 15 years ago, I applied for a job. And those days, even applying for a job was quite, though they were scouting us from school and all of that. I applied for a job at Diageo. Who knows Diageo? That company. Because I applied, it was a foreign job I applied for, Diageo. And I had a response from them to go and do aptitude tests at Abelimpe, Guinness Clubhouse. That is why I went through my recruitment process. And it was so clear I was getting a job. It was so clear that I was getting the job of a regional distribution manager. Okay. Along the line, I started thinking. And Diageo is the parent company of Guinness. Under Diageo, you have Guinness, Heineken, Johnny Walker, all the black and green labels and all. They are one company, one mother. They have one mother, Diageo. So along the line, Smirnoff and all of that, I thought to myself, here I am, I say I'm a Christian. I don't drink alcohol, not because of church. Anyway, I always tell people, it's not because of church or my Christian beliefs. I stopped drinking because I wanted to stop. Okay, but here I am. You say you are a Christian. And now you are not just going to, you are now going to distribute the alcohol to people. Going to encourage them to drink. So that job I was seeking, that career I wanted to pursue, I thought to myself. And after I'd gone through, and for some funny reason, I was just going forward. I was just being like going forward. First day, aptitude test, I thought because I had applied for a job in somewhere, Ireland or outside. So I'll go and have some easy. I met over 300 people. And that was not it. There were some other people who had come before us. And some will come after us. Aptitude test. Guinness aptitude test. It's just like their drink. Very bitter. It's just like their drink. Hey! Over 30. Question injury. Enjoy. Let me say mathematics. Every single question came with a preamble. When so and so had got this, I said, me. Coming to rack my brains on this. I sat down 5 minutes to stop work. I started shading. Without even reading the question. He came and I had qualified to the next stage. I said, what did you I'd qualified to the next stage. Hey. And they handle HR professionally. After that aptitude test, some buffet bipa okodo. Because some will only have that contact. That's the only image they will have of the company. They might not employ them. But when they think of Diageo, when they think of Guinness, they treat people well. So you want to work with them. Okay. It's not like some companies, it's not one more life here, miserable. It's one where upper, but the man from here, the better as well. Okay. So that was it. And I was going forward. And one of the days they called me for interview, Ghana Blaster was playing a match. That was the World Cup 2010. So I went there, an interview, booklets birthday. And after I asked the question, usually I will ask, when they give me the opportunity to ask a question, I will not ask for the salary. I just went to ask about the opportunities for growth and all of that. So I had a good response from them. I knew when I came home, I was burdened. God, what if they call me that I have the job? What will I do? Will I run to Pastor? I can tell him, Pastor, me and Jumo Guinness. Me and Jumo Guinness. Me cotton and me question one and one. Hey, I was burdened. But fortunately for me, they didn't call me. And the one who had that position became my friend. He came to Cape Coast and we became buddies. Naturally. Because we found ourselves in the same master's class. So I told him that this job, I was gunning for it, but he could drink and all that. So that was okay for him. So I said, so what if they don't give me Malta Guinness or Alvaro to be the branch manager? But they give me Smirnoff. So that was it. So you have to consider your values also. In the work environment, is this something you can fit in? Is this something you can... Huawei when they came initial stages, you'll be there in the office because they engage us for something. You'll be there in the office and somebody will run as if there's some fire on the mountain. The person is just going down to smoke. Smoking was just rampant. So this is an environment you will fit in. You are pursuing a career and you are doing it long term. Would you fit in this environment? So it's something you have to. Do you prefer stability or flexibility in your job? There are some jobs, it's so rigid. But here I am. I always want to do things my own way, my own time. I once told my acting director, my work that I do here in the Technical University, please, I can sit at home and do it and be more productive. He said, no, you are paid to show up. So if you are paid to show up, so I'll show up and we all not work. But if I'm home, I knew, because I have it. Even here, I can just go and pick my laptop and still be at work. But no, they don't want it that way. Show up. So we all show up and all that. Consider workplace culture, job ethics, and the social impact. There are some careers, there are some people, they don't have even social life. It's by the nature of their job. Like judges, for instance. You can't be showing up in some social settings. I'm so paying you. Now make up pursue judge more party boy mean to mengo. What? No. It doesn't. So you have to consider it. It sounds trivial, but you have to consider it when choosing a career. Does the career align with your personal values? Like the church one I taught, alcohol and my values, they didn't mix and all of that. Okay, so now let's run. I have some 15 minutes. I will hope to do that. So education and training requirements. What do you want to do? What determine the level of education and certifications needed? Oh, I want to be an accountant. Today, ACCA, ICCA, ICAG, they are writing their exams. They want to be an accountant. They are writing exams. You want to sit here. You need that certification to be called an accountant. You need that, like medicine. You need to do certain training to have certain certification to really come out. Are you ready for that? How easy does that come to you to do and all of that? Okay. So consider the cost and time required for training or degrees. My first love and first passion was to be an airline pilot. That was my first passion. Okay. I got to the school all right. And September 11th happened. So they had to revoke my admission. They said that John Mahama put it that time. We revoke it, They had to revoke my admission. That's my passion. But that education was very expensive to be trained as an airline pilot, commercial airline pilot. Very expensive. Is that well without there? Do you have that age to pursue that and all of that? So you consider that when your education, your training, the certification, and all of that before you jump into something like that to want to pursue as a career. Earning potential, that is where we are all happy about. Does it pay? Would it be something that will be able to, expectation and the consider salary expectations and financial stability? Does it really pay? Is it something that will be able to support your lifestyle? I'm not saying go and live extravagantly, but even the small life that you want to live, would that career be able to support you? Would that career be able to provide enough income to support that desired lifestyle? So when you want to really see the true color of a man, give the man money and power. You will see the true colors of the man. There are so many people we see at church, and when I'm looking at you or stuff like that, you look humble and all of that. Just have money and power. You see your true colors. So would that career be able to support your desired lifestyle? Not living extravagantly. Even the normal one. Would that career be able to support it? And all? I want to travel around. Not traveling around as in just only going outside the fair. There are some beautiful spots here, even here in Ghana. Try this place. I went there and I said, wow. And companies are doing promotion and every time free tickets to Dubai and stuff like that. Go to Jirapa, Dubai. What? It's something else. It's something else. I want to see new things, beautiful places and all of that. So would this, my career, be able to support me, to support that lifestyle? And I bet you, because I'm also into entrepreneurship, I do side jobs. And this is what I'll always advise each and every one of us. Whatever that you are doing, look for another stream of income. It's always necessary. It's always necessary. I tell people, what the government pays me is too busy. We just use that one. It's security. It's just security. My business pays me about 5-10 times than what government will give me at the end of the month. Pray for expansion. Some of the times I think about it, how I can expand. And the nature of what we do too is not really for females. Yeah. But maybe when we expand to another age, somebody's trying to bring some business my way. When they bring it, maybe that one, women will be the people to do it. Yeah. So let's hope for it. Okay. Okay. Okay, work-life balance. This is one of the things also you cannot compromise your work-life balance? Will you be able to sacrifice that career for family? You sacrifice your family for that career. After all the things that is why I said something that you will be your long-term satisfaction and success. Will you deem yourself successful when you have all the money, but your children are wayward? Would that be a success to you? Will you have that satisfaction? So you have to consider the work-life balance. There are some assess job flexibility, work hours, and travel requirements. I have not lived in a barracks before. Enoch, you have lived in a barracks before. You know how they do their things. When they are transferring you somewhere, it's not the civilian one. They give you prior notice for you to move about and decide to do whatever you want. You can be there and one day they tell you, my friend, it's time to go. And here you are, your children, maybe your son is preparing for BEC. And now you have to relocate and go and look for another school and all of that. How would you take it? So work-life balance is very, very essential when it comes to choosing a career. Will it allow time for personal life and well-being? Most of the work that we do, if you have read this book before, Animal Farm by George Orwell, you see the way Snowball and they use the rest of the animals and stuff like that. So they were worn out. Meanwhile, when the human was there and they had their liberation, also bits shall vanish from our noses and the harness from our back. Bit and spare shall rust. Oh, blah blah blah. But they did worse to them. They did worse to them and stuff like that. So you consider, will it allow for personal time and well-being? That you want to go into, that career that you want to go into, and all of that. That dream that you'll be chasing. Because let us not forget, that career is not just that job we are doing, but even the different positions and all of that. Will I be okay sitting here as a middle manager and not strive to be a top manager? That will take me away from my family every now and then. Are you ready for it? You have to make a choice. And in making that choice, you have to consider your work-life balance. Okay, opportunities for growth. Is there a way to grow in this line of career? I entered into public service my first time. That's where I found myself. That was my first time. Private is different. I knew people who went into Coca-Cola as way junior staff. And within 2-3 years, they are middle managers. By public sector. They last told me that I'm due for promotion. I don't even know what they do. Okay. Public sector. Oh, here, 4 years. 5 years before you'll be considered a. And do you know my age? And now 4, 5, and a year. But private sector is based on your performance to help you rise. So when you are choosing a career, is it something that allows for growth? Will I grow? And not just grow in ranks. Grow in your knowledge. Is there opportunity to go and further education to add on? Somebody has gone to school to attain masters, and they are trying to tell the person that masters even means nothing. It doesn't come with promotion. It doesn't come with anything and all of that. And can you imagine? They are telling you that give us prior notice a year before you go to school. Now school no man make apply for me. So you see that something like that is stifling even your growth. There are no opportunities to grow and all of that. It's not just about growing in ranks that today you are a manager or something. By the way, it pays to be manager. It's nice. It's actually beautiful. It's just like the triangle on its base. Okay. The higher you go, the lesser you do. So our people, they sit at the top, they do less. And because they think they do the brain things, they decide. They go for meetings. And their meetings come with allowances. And they just pass on the decision to us. Go and do it. Whether it's feasible or it's not feasible, they have decided. They've taken the allowance. It's okay. So it pays too. So is there that opportunity? Look into career advancement options. Are there opportunities for promotions, further education, or skill development? Some skill you need to develop whilst you are in it, and it will pay off when you come on pension. It will pay off when you come on pension and stuff like that. So when there's that opportunity to learn, when there's that opportunity to develop yourself, it's not only about even that career. Nobody will take that from you. It's not like a product that you can sell it off. It's a service. It will still be with you. When you go to the hospital and treated by the doctor, do you become a doctor? Does he cease to be a doctor because they've passed it on to you? No. He still remains a doctor wherever he goes. That knowledge is intact and stuff like that. Okay. I'm still working. I have 5 minutes. Geographic preference. There are some works, there are some careers, you know definitely you can't sit at one place. You know definitely you can't sit at one place. And if you are like me, who is tied to CCC, it will be difficult for you to move. So you have to consider that. Some careers require relocation of frequent travels. Relocation of frequent travels. Let's not forget long-term satisfaction and success. And what will make you satisfied? And what would you deem a success? Is it that you have it all together? Or you have the money, but the very things in life that you should have paid attention to, you left it. That is why when it comes to even church, when it comes to the Christendom, they will tell you God first, family second, ministry third. So if all you are doing is to the neglect of the family, God will not even see what you are doing. So you are a preacher, you've been called upon and stuff like that. And every now and then you are traveling to the neglect of the children who will need you around, who need that fatherly or motherly thing. You should know you are missing it. So the career that you want to pursue, it comes with frequent travels and relocation. You just hop from here to this place and all of that every now and then. You might enjoy the traveling bit, but have you considered the other people in your lives? Are they also enjoying that traveling bit? That every now and then they have to change school. They can't sit in one school for 2 years. They have to get new classmates. They have to go and make new friends and all of that. Have you considered that? It's something that ought to be considered also. Okay, let me see. I left one thing. Consider job availability in your preferred location. You want to pursue a career, you want to do something, but within the location that you find yourself itself, it doesn't exist. It's not there. That job is not there. If you want to be an airline pilot in Ghana and you are sitting here in Ghana, where are you going to get that? Where? It's an Emirates for another world. That job is not here. We don't even have a national airline. Okay, so you have to consider all these careers and the geographic preferences also. That comes with it. Okay, it's not just about the money. I stated early on that it's not just about the money that you will be getting. Some jobs will pay very well. And they pay very well with the notion that they are compensating for all the things you are missing. But can money make up for it? Can money make up for it? Okay. And lastly, you consider job satisfaction and longevity. If you are satisfied with that job, you will last. You won't want to even jump out. Okay? You won't want to. If you are really satisfied. I think my time is up. Exactly. Okay. So, will this career keep you engaged and challenged over time? There are some things when you do, then you get to a point you are bored. You are bored because it's no longer challenging. It's the same. Today I was telling my best man, life has become a cycle. When we were growing up, it wasn't like a cycle. But these days, it's Monday, Friday. There's a cycle. That's everything. We are doing the same thing and we are calling it celebration of life. The same thing year in, year out. We are calling it a celebration. What are you really celebrating? It has become a cycle. Okay. So would that thing keep you engaged? Would that, is it challenging? Because it pays. When you go to work and you see that you are applying your mind to something, it's so challenging and stuff like that. You are solving problems. It helps you also enjoy the moment and all of that. You don't only wait for the end of the month. If you are in UCC, you have to wait for the last day of the month, 31st, Mrs. Obese, before they will pay you. And stuff like that. But you feel challenged. Every time you apply your mind to something, you are challenged about something and all of that. Does it offer a meaningful and a fulfilling experience? That's the career you want to pursue. Does it offer a meaningful and a fulfilling experience? So at this very moment, I'll leave the microphone. These are some, because it's in academic, they always tell you. These are some references. It's very, before somebody will come to tell me I've plagiarized. So these are my references. I can't leave that out. Okay. Okay, David, give me the last slide. That's questions and answers, if there are any. Thank you very much.
Hello. So please, do anybody have a question? Our guest speaker is ready to answer us. Anyone?
Ask a question.
Yeah, Akwaba.
Ask. Don't take it home. Don't take the question home.
Yes, it's help us. Akwaba. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. I should go and come. Okay, Donoki. Please, do you have a question? Philip, okay. Don't take it home. Tell us.
Oh, it's not a question. Honestly, our moderator, has, our guest speaker, has touched most of my questions. In fact, I am well blessed, and I have gotten a lot of answers to the questions pending in my head. Yeah, so I want to say thank you. Yeah,
thank you. I've succeeded in confusing you, so no questions. It's one of two things. When you're going to do presentation, you either explain it clearly for them to understand, or you confuse them. That when they are sitting down as individuals, they think, am I the only stupid one who didn't understand? Meanwhile, it's just confusing. You are not stupid. Okay. All right, Ruby.
Okay, so from your presentation, I realized that you were on a career journey, like different transition from one state to another. If I got it right, you did science?
Yes.
And you did computer engineering, computer science.
Yeah.
And now you are a lecturer.
I went into is it HR a bit, marketing,
Okay.
and that is where I found my joy in the marketing bit, Coca-Cola.
Okay, so navigating your career transition, how has it been? And advising us here, I think most of us here, either we are at a tertiary or we are out of tertiary. At what point do we know, or at what point do we decide that I want to transition from this stage to the other stage? Maybe either the same career or different.
Different.
Yeah.
Even the different jobs or different roles, they all make up that career. They all come together to make that career that you are pursuing. Okay. You see? Prophet Kakaberdin once preached the message here that there is profit in every labor. Okay. There is profit in every labor. The transition should always not be informed by the accumulation or acquisition of more money. Your well-being counts. Okay, your well-being counts as a person. That is why I asked, what will give you that satisfaction, that long-term satisfaction and success? It's not what will give you that more money. Okay, it's not. There are some environment that you work, they can pay you all the money, but the environment is toxic. Not toxic because of maybe people smoking, but human interaction is even terrible. So will you spend your 40 hours a week or 48 hours a week amongst toxic people that you are always not happy with? Will you want to do that to yourself? Why would you want to do that? Because you are paid and you are paid well? No. So there are some things. I have a friend who left Zenith Bank. And his reason he left Zenith Bank, we all still think he was crazy. He left Zenith Bank, he said he was paid too much. He's an Abyssinian, my mate in Ogasco. Padipa, Nana John. He was paid too much. Okay. So such a person, that paid too much could be an excuse, but maybe he was not happy with something. Maybe he was not happy with something. They are friends, when we see them, you envy them. He's in this bank. And the way they present themselves, that's all marketing, it's packaging. But deep down, they might not be happy people. For you to say it, oh, come on. There are some jobs, when they tell you about it, you know you are okay. Me life. At least let me be with family every time and then. So, Ruby, so that is it. At a point, you look at your own well-being, you look at your work-life balance, you look at what you deem long-term satisfaction. So if that thing is not giving you, you move on. Eban Rose, do you know when I went to Eban Rose for national service? And maybe my reason to, people would still think I was also crazy. I was the only national service person, I don't know if anybody has gone through that before. That went through interview before they approved me. I went through interview at Eban Rose headquarters. And when I got there, they later approved my service and everything. I got there and they told me that the person who is occupying this position is a consultant. He is done with his job. And when he's leaving, you are taking over. National service, just imagine. I still left. Because I was damn not happy. From New Boy Town, I'll pick 3 cars every time to get to ministries. New Boy Town to La Paz to Circle to ministries. I was doing that every time I was sleeping in Trotro back home. Every time I was sleeping in Trotro. But if that promise was good enough, I should have taken cue from it. But I found the environment not one that I really liked. We had some front desk executive. Now they've changed their name. That's their name now. They used to be called what? We're receptionists. Since we're front desk executives. And there was this lady I met at Eban Rose. I told her point blank that I don't like her. And she was the front desk executive. Okay. Of all this distance I have to trek from New Boy Town to ministries, there was one day that I got to Eban Rose, and the security people had not done the changeover. They didn't allow me to go inside because the night people didn't know me. I had come too early. So I had to wait for the morning people to come to confirm that, oh, he's also here. They didn't know me. So they never allowed me entry. And all of this, I will do this. And every time the one who comes first, per the attendance sheet, is this front desk executive. Because every time she will hide the book. She will hide the book, and when she comes and picks it, and she will sign first. There's no way she will sign 8 o'clock and you will sign before 8. It's not possible. So I told her point blank, I don't like you with this attitude and all that. And she seemed to be well grounded. The way the directors and all of that, she goes to everybody. I said, no, this is a very toxic environment. Though they had promised me to take over from a consultant who was taking $2,000 every month. And that man too was another. You have put up a system for the whole of Eban Rose. And this man, they've introduced me to you that mentor me and I'll take over from you. I can go and knock at this man's door. He will be inside with earphones, listening to his music. So I just had to leave. And I found joy in Coca-Cola, who were paying peanuts, but that was when I realized that I like the human interaction more than, because they took me to Eastern Region to take charge of 3 districts, East Achim, Fantiakwa district, and parts of the New Joabin district itself. And I was almost every time in contact with people. And I found joy in that, especially the women who were always at the forefront of sales, Coca-Cola. I entered to somebody's shop and I mentioned the person's name. The person is so happy that, hey, the company knows me, and blah, blah, blah. Whatever you tell them, they want to do it, because you have that human rapport with them. And I realized I like this more than the one everybody would be in his office with earphones and all of that. So it wasn't about the money. It was about my well-being and my satisfaction. And I found satisfaction in that. Yeah. Any other question?
Uncle, so when you were doing the presentation, you said something about you are geographically stuck here, and then the opportunities are out there.
Yeah.
How do you balance, or how do you go about such a situation?
If you are not like me, please jump, go. If you are not like me, and I'm having that problem at home, okay, I'm being stubborn. They want me to go out there. I said, that conversation you raise, and naturally I become so furious within me, but I still have to keep a nice face, because it's your wife that is talking. The general of the house that is talking. You have to keep a nice face and stuff like that. Okay. But if that opportunity, it's also good to have certain exposure. Even if you still want to come back, you come back better with different perspective and different exposure to even help the work and all of that. Okay. But if it's something that will compromise your spiritual life, then you have to be cautious. There are so many people amongst us here, outside Cape Coast, they won't go to any church. Outside Cape Coast, they won't go to any church. Trust me. So if they fully locate somewhere to go and work, trust me, they will drift away. They will drift away. If it's between your spirituality and you are struggling with yourself, but I will always urge you, if that opportunity comes out there, I always pray and hope that that opportunity will. Though I still think that how I will get the opportunity for you, all of you, to still be around. Foresight left and I didn't like it. But I also encourage him to go. It's very necessary. I wish we had the opening around here, either UCC or CCTU. But it didn't happen that way. It didn't come that way. Okay. So let's pray for the better so that we keep all the active guys and stuff like that here. But if the opportunity comes, please, you have to go. All right, Auntie Pearl.
Thank you, Sir Larry. In your presentation, you talked about a scenario where maybe your parents want you to do that particular field, but you venture into it. As you grow up, you know that that's not what you want. That's what your parents wanted. Like the doctor, when he sees blood, that's not his passion. But as he goes, he wants to go out. But the fear of leaving is like a torment or a torture to the person. And you can see it from the productivity of what the person does. You see that the person is not pulling his or herself. Yes. So what way can the person go out because of that fear? Maybe your parents have taken you to all that, especially medicine, all the school fees and everything. Then after school, you tell your parents you don't want to do it again.
You want to sell clothes. Okay, do you know something? I'll put Enoch on the spot here. Okay. Because Joshua didn't do medicine, right? And you also didn't do medicine. But you are from a medical home, right? So give them advice. How did you do it? How did you do it? Because definitely there was some kind of pressure for one of you to do medicine and all of that.
I think with us, well, I let me use myself. I realized that I really wanted to read medicine. Actually, I really wanted to read medicine, but I later on realized in life that I was only attracted. You know, I shared this when I said that I wanted to read medicine. I wanted to become a medical doctor, and I wanted to marry a nurse. And I later realized that, you know, when I entered university, how I was going in life, when I became a little bit more knowledgeable, and I realized that, I was only attracted, you know, because in the barracks, the hospital, all I was seeing were doctors, nurses. That's all. But yes, exactly. That was the life, you know. But it wasn't because that was, let me say, my deep desire or my deep. Because I mean, like now, you know, hospitals. I don't know of the other, but 37 has a peculiar smell. Yeah. 37 military hospital.
You go to Anof, and it doesn't even smell like a hospital.
You know,
now there's much improvement.
Okay, but before, you know, when you're going through the hospital, it's like Izal mixed with something. So, yeah, you know, that hospital environment. The last time, I mean, after we had left the barracks, I went there. Also, for want of a better word, let me use disgusted. You know, I didn't even want to go through the hospital. I wanted to use another gate out of, you know, the hospital. So I realized that, it's not because, but fortunately for us, we didn't have that pressure from our father. We didn't have that pressure from. I'm sure if we had that pressure from him, then one of us would have been a doctor. I'm very sure. Probably Joshua, not me. No, because he's the senior one. So
yes.
Yeah. So, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do you know this clinic? What's it? Sanford Clinic. The owner of Sanford. Do you know the owner has nothing to do with medicine? Yeah, Mr. Is it called Joe Taylor or something? He's a multi-millionaire. Okay. And his main drive was that hospital queues and that hospital smell, that peculiar. He didn't want a place like, he wanted to create something that didn't come with that. That's the whole drive of Sanford. He's a business person, not a medical person. Okay. But now when you go to, the last time I went about 2 years ago, Anof, come on, when you are inside and you look around, you might not think it's even a hospital, it's a ward. Yeah, I think my father-in-law also did a good job there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Brigadier General Metepi. Yeah. Some places, yes. And that was the initial stage of Interbetin also. It was like a hotel. From 1998 coming, Interbetin was like a hotel. It didn't look like a hospital. And stuff like that. Because they wanted alternate way of healing. That you see nice environment, the greens, the flowers. So they were encouraging patients to walk around and all of that. But now, I don't even want to go through that place. It breaks my heart to always go through that place. To see people who have come to visit their patients, and they'll go home with disease. Definitely they'll go home with some kind of disease. So that is it. It's the pressure. But I think, like Pastor said, he didn't have that pressure. But if it comes, parents always want to be sure that you know what you are doing. But if you don't give them the sense of knowing that you know what you are doing, they always want to direct your path for you. But if they have that confidence that you know what you are about, I don't think anybody will say, by all means, go and live my dream. You also have a dream to live. Okay, thank you.
But, Senior, if I could quickly add, like with what you've just shared, it's just brought my mind to one of my mates. You know, sometimes take the pressure. Do what they've asked you to do. You gain certain experiences from there for what you want to do. I have a friend, he's now a specialist. I think he's doing his consultants. He wants to be a consultant, so he's in the business of doing the consultants here. And he mentioned that when he was at Ridge Hospital, anytime he had to do surgery and he had to suture, they'll just come there, just come and watch. Because growing up, his mother used to sew. He didn't go into fashion design or anything, but he learned so much from the mother that when he's suturing people, after the operation, he's opened people up and he has now put them together. He does it so, beautifully that people just come and observe, just come and watch, and they are just awed by, how he just does what he does. And that's just from sewing. That's what he's transferred, the knowledge transferred. Yeah, so, sometimes you don't really want to. You don't have the money to pay your school fees. Listen to them. Take what they want you to do. They may be looking at something you are not looking at. When you get there and you realize that, okay, I can now do something, and you really want to do it, and you have to do it, that knowledge transfer, it also comes in very handy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senior.
That's very powerful. All right. Okay. Am I done here?
No more question. Okay. So, Mr. Larry, thank you so much for...
Your question is to thank me so much.
I think we are done with the questions. Or... Aquabari, question? Okay.
Please, Mark, no question. Ruby, Donuki, Baba. You love what you do. You're a fashion designer. Yes.
I can't hear you. Want to hear what
you have to teach people and you don't want to talk for people to hear. How do you teach them? You use sign language.
No, without the mic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. To come and share and teach us something. That one you hold the mic. And I put it on the lapel about her. The mic be and get a mic. Okay. All right, Kobe.
Appreciate.
All right, let me give my vote of thanks. Let me give my vote of thanks. I really appreciate this opportunity. I don't take it lightly. Okay. I don't take it lightly. If the room was filled, this is the same way I was going to talk. If it was only one person here, the same. I want to have fun. At least it's people I'm dealing with. So I thank the youth leadership for this opportunity, for counting me worthy to come and stand before you, just to tell you this story and all of that. I really appreciate it. And the moment you started spreading somebody has also invited me for the same topic. So thank you very much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
How proud. So we go like this. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you, Uncle.
So, Senior, after you have given your vote of thanks, I also want to stand in the legs of the of the youth leadership and say a big thank you to you for accepting to come and speak with us. You are not bothered about our numbers and everything, and we are so grateful to you for your time. Sorry. So, Senior, thank you very much. I'm calling him Senior. You are here. I'm not used to Uncle Larry and everything. I've called him Senior from school. He was my senior in school. We were in the same house. No, he didn't believe. I don't remember. No, he didn't. I think, no, Senior Larry is